Leadership is often celebrated. We admire those who rise to the top, but there's a dark side to leadership, a side where power is misused. This abuse can be subtle. It might be a passive-aggressive comment, it could be a deliberate exclusion from important decisions, or it can be blatant bullying and intimidation. Whatever form it takes, workplace power abuse is a betrayal of trust. It's a violation of the unwritten contract between leaders and their teams. This essay explores the dynamics of power abuse in the workplace. We'll examine its impact on individuals, teams, and organizations. We'll also look at ways to foster ethical leadership and create a culture of accountability. It's time to shine a light on this often ignored problem. We must work together to create healthier and more respectful workplaces. Power is intoxicating. It can be especially tempting within the hierarchical structures of workplaces. Leaders often hold significant sway over their subordinates' careers, salaries, and reputations. This power, if left unchecked, can corrupt even the most well-intentioned individuals. The allure of control can lead to a sense of entitlement. Leaders may start to believe they are above the rules. They might prioritize their needs over the needs of their team. This can manifest in micromanagement, manipulation, or a disregard for boundaries. The line between ethical leadership and abuse can be blurry. It's crucial to understand the seductive nature of power. We must be vigilant in recognizing the warning signs of abuse before it takes root. The abuse of power in the workplace is not a new phenomenon. It has existed for centuries, often disguised within accepted social norms and power structures. From exploitative labor practices during the Industrial Revolution to the rampant sexism of the Mad Men era, history is replete with examples of unchecked authority. While we've made progress in recognizing and addressing some forms of abuse, like overt discrimination, others remain insidious and pervasive. The digital age has brought new challenges. Cyberbullying, online harassment, and the pressure of constant connectivity can exacerbate power imbalances. It's essential to acknowledge the historical context of workplace abuse. By understanding its evolution, we can better identify and dismantle the systems that perpetuate it. Workplace abuse can take many forms, each leaving its mark on individuals and the organization. Understanding these various manifestations is crucial to recognizing and addressing the problem effectively. Verbal abuse, constant criticism, belittling comments, and public humiliation can erode self-esteem and create a hostile work environment. Emotional manipulation. Leaders who use guilt, fear, or intimidation to control their team create a climate of anxiety and distrust. Bullying, this can be direct aggression or more subtle forms of exclusion, sabotage, or spreading rumors. Micromanagement, excessive control over every detail of an employee's work can be stifling and demoralizing. Discrimination, bias based on gender, race, religion, or sexual orientation creates an unfair and unjust workplace. These are just a few examples of the many faces of workplace abuse. Each one can have a significant impact on the well-being of individuals and the health of the organization. The consequences of workplace abuse extend far beyond the office walls. Victims often carry the emotional scars long after the experience. The constant stress and anxiety can manifest in various ways. Decreased self-esteem. Victims may start to doubt their abilities and feel inadequate. Anxiety and depression. The constant pressure and negativity can lead to mental health issues. Sleep disturbances. Difficulty sleeping or nightmares can be a sign of work-related stress. Physical symptoms. Headaches, fatigue, and digestive problems can all be linked to workplace stress. The emotional toll of workplace abuse can be devastating. Victims may withdraw from social situations or experience strained relationships with family and friends. Recognizing these signs is crucial for providing support and seeking help. Section 6. The ripple effect, organizational decay, and cultural erosion. The impact of workplace abuse extends far beyond the individual victim. Like a virus, it can infect the entire organization, leading to a toxic culture and decreased productivity. High turnover. Employees are likely to leave a workplace where they don't feel respected or valued. Decreased morale. Fear and distrust can permeate the workplace, leading to low morale and engagement. Reduced productivity. When employees are constantly stressed and anxious, their work performance suffers. Reputational damage. A company known for its toxic culture will struggle to attract and retain top talent. Workplace abuse can have a devastating impact on an organization's bottom line. It's essential for leaders to recognize that creating a respectful and supportive work environment is not just the right thing to do, it's also good for business. Section 7, breaking the cycle of abuse. Recognizing the signs, taking action. Breaking the cycle of workplace abuse requires a multi-pronged approach. It starts with recognizing the signs and taking action to address them. Signs of abuse. Changes in behavior, sudden withdrawal, increased anxiety, or a decline in work performance can be warning signs. Increased absenteeism. Victims may start calling sick more often to avoid the abuser. Complaints. Pay attention to employee complaints, both formal and informal. High turnover. A high turnover rate, especially in a specific department, can be a red flag. Taking action, speak up. If you witness abuse, don't stay silent. Report it to HR or a trusted supervisor. Support the victim. Offer support and encouragement to colleagues who are being abused. Document everything. Keep detailed records of the abuse, including dates, times, and witnesses. By recognizing the signs and taking action, we can create a safer and more respectful work environment. Section 8. Cultivating ethical leadership, a shield against toxicity. Preventing workplace abuse requires a shift from a culture of fear and silence to a culture of respect and accountability. This starts with cultivating ethical leadership at all levels of the organization. Principles of ethical leadership. Lead by example. Model the behavior you expect from others. Promote open communication. Create an environment where employees feel safe speaking up. Value diversity and inclusion, embrace differences, and create a sense of belonging for all. Empower employees. Give employees a voice and encourage them to share their ideas. Hold yourself and others accountable. Address inappropriate behavior promptly and fairly. Ethical leadership is not just about avoiding bad behavior, it's about actively creating a positive and supportive work environment. Section 9, towards a culture of accountability, prevention and intervention. Creating a workplace free from abuse requires ongoing effort and a commitment to accountability at all levels. Strategies for prevention and intervention, clear policies and procedures. Establish clear policies against all forms of harassment and discrimination. Training and education. Provide regular training on ethical leadership, conflict resolution, and bystander intervention. Confidential reporting mechanisms. Create safe and confidential channels for employees to report abuse without fear of retaliation. Thorough investigations. Take all allegations of abuse seriously and conduct thorough and impartial investigations. Appropriate consequences will hold perpetrators accountable for their actions up to and including termination. By working together, we can create a future where workplace abuse is not tolerated. Let's build a world where everyone feels safe, respected, and valued at work.